You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12-powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who've chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Valspar Ultra starts at just $29.98 a gallon. So we've got you covered when your daughter wants to paint her room again after last year's masterpiece of a unicorn mural.
Dad, please.
Or when you realize that maybe you went too hard on the grayish.
I miss color.
Or when you were sure you wanted a home gym, but your elliptical is currently hanging your laundry.
What about a home office?
Shop everything you need for your next phase with Valspar. Available at Lowe's. Price varies by Shein.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of True Crime Time for Wednesday, June the 18th, 2025, and I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Back at you again on YouTube and TikTok and Real Life Real Crime Community app and tons of Facebooks and everything else, right?
Yeah.
All over the world. So we are in the midst of summer.
It's hot.
It's hot. Hot. It's hot in here. Oreo fans.
You stomping your feet?
Yeah. Tapping my toes. Mama's hot in here. And y'all, lots of news as usual. And no shortage of shittiness in the world. And we thank you for tuning in, liking, and listening, and sharing. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. Yeah. Patreon Convicts, you got your early release at 12:01 a.m. today, or commercial-free early release, because we have a lot of commercials running now. And all lifers will get it on Friday, the regular episode, hashtag Justice for Bradley, on Friday at 12:01 a.m. Please continue to call in your tips, 313-RLRC-TIP. And you can remain anonymous or not remain anonymous. Look, we've gotten a lot, right?
We got an interesting one today.
Really, really off the wall stuff. No, it's not off the wall until I get done proving it or disproving it.
Right.
So, but you never know what somebody's going to call in, and we got some home diggerers. So, but we worked in the case, y'all. I'm posting something to TikTok every day. Go check it out. Real Life Real Crime. And follow us and share the videos and everything. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. That being said, what?
Can we say something real quick about YouTube?
Yeah.
We're not, the videos on YouTube are going out delayed. They're not going out the day of. And people are asking on YouTube, like, where's such and such episode? I can't find it. Do I have to be a Patreon or a subscriber to get it? And I just want to, I've been commenting, but I just want everybody to know.
And we're going to say this, and people are still going to ask the same question.
Yes.
We said this before. The YouTube videos will be delayed by at least a day. That's just business. But it's the videos, and you can see me in my squirrel shirt at Tonga, Wisconsin. And it's bright yellow and no hat and looking great.
You look awesome.
Right?
I mean, I'm no makeup and hair pulled in a ponytail, so, you know.
Business time. What do you have for us today?
I've had a story that you gave me a couple of days ago that I haven't told yet. And I remember back in, it was probably 2019, 2020.
COVID time.
WL loved the song Whip.
Whip and Nay.
Yeah. Watch me whip.
Everybody,
watch me
people
nay,
do like line dances to that. Yeah.
Watch me nay.
The one thing you'll never see Woody Overton do, even in this prime, was line dancing. Wasn't my thing. I just bust my own move.
Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Dubs did the stanky leg. Yeah. So anyway, apparently the writer of the song, the rapper of the song, got in some trouble.
What does the rapper do?
So we're in Georgia.
Georgia.
And on January 21st of 2021, police responded to a shooting and found Rooks, which is, let me go back. So the victim of the story is Frederick Rooks III, and he was 34 years old.
Okay.
The perpetrator is the rapper Silento Hawk, who was 27 at the time of this. So police responded to a shooting on the early morning of January 21st of 2021 and found Rooks suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to his face and leg. And he died at the scene. And there was 10 bullet casings that were recovered.
Okay.
Witnesses and surveillance footage showed a white BMW SUV speeding away shortly after the gunshots. And then police did what they do. And on February 1st of 2021, Hawk was arrested. And he confessed, actually, within 10 days of the shooting, he confessed to his cousin that he did it. And ballistics confirmed that the bullet casings at the scene matched Hawk's gun.
Mr. Hawk got
So
whooping in a problem.
he was initially charged with malice murder. And he pleaded, he did a plea deal in June of 2025, pleading guilty, but he said he was mentally ill too.
Well, that song makes him kind of prove that.
Well, the nation's outrage with the song and loving it so much also speaks to our mental health as well.
I didn't say I loved it. I'm saying it was his voice.
Oh no, you didn't love it. You didn't like that song, but as a teacher at that time, the kids just loved it. And all I had to do in the classroom was say, "Watch me whip," and I get their attention. They say, "Ooh, watch me!" I mean, it's just fun. So anyway,
So he's a killer.
voluntary manslaughter is what he took the plea deal for. Aggravated assault, possession of a firearm during a crime, concealing the death, and the murder charges were dropped. And he was sentenced to 30 years in prison. So he could get out and still have a life.
Yep.
He'll still have many years to go.
He can do the stinky leg in prison. But I'm sure the family probably signed off on that in, plea bargain, whatever. 30 years.
He said his mental illness was past struggles with depression and suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, well, I'm sure everybody says something, right? And that is what it is. All right. Take it out to Utah. Utah, beautiful land, awesome people, pretty great. I told you about the ballrooms there, huh? Yeah, they don't have ballrooms. They have private clubs. You have to pay a membership fee to go in, and their alcohol is half as strong as ours.
Same as like Florida. Well, I mean, the half alcohol.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to Utah, and this is not a good story. The West Valley, Utah, on Sunday around 9:20 p.m., police officers working at the West Fest noticed that two groups of people were getting into a verbal fight.
Okay.
Verbal
Disagreement.
Yeah, the verbal commando. We got a karate. And, but they're doing it right in front of the popos, right?
You can fight, can't you? In front of the popo?
No, see, they're going to fight.
Verbally?
All right. But when you say fight to me, that means you're saying land and kiss.
Well, you were saying verbal, so I thought it went, okay.
Well,
I'll just be quiet.
The police were looking at them and listening to them doing the verbal karate. And so they approached the two groups and tried to break them up. Well, a 16-year-old for one of the groups didn't like that. And he pulled out his gun and fired.
Oh my God.
What kind of fucking mindset do you have when the police are there putting hands on you and you go pull out a gun?
Mm.
Well, he did it. One officer did what police officers should have done. He drew his weapon and fired back.
Oh.
But he did not hit the shooter, right? Then the police arrested a 16-year-old suspect who's still in custody. And they're not going to release his name because he's a minor. But but guess what?
What?
Well, he fires a gun, but he fired more than once, the bad guy. And 3 people were killed and 2 others were injured. And it's another mass shooting. And the West Fest, it's an annual arts and culture festival. Why the fuck you bring in a gun to that? Yeah. And so those who died included an 8-month-old baby, an 18-year-old man, and a 41-year-old woman. This all according to the West Valley City Police Department. And overall, 5 people were injured by the gunfire because this little 16-year-old punk wanted to pull his shit and, play too many video games, watch too many movies, or whatever. So they said the violence and deaths at the West Fest celebration in West Valley are tragic and seem to be the result of youth violence, as according to Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson. And she said, I am so deeply saddened by the loss of life, especially that of an innocent bystander and an infant. My thoughts are with all who are on site and impacted by this tragedy and the families who lost their lives. Of course, the cops saying the investigation is still ongoing and all that. And then this shooting at the West Fest took place just one day after 39-year-old Arthur Falusa Alu was shot and killed at the No Kings protest in Salt Lake City. Let me tell you something. When I was in Salt Lake City, and we're talking 1993, and I was there for like 8 or 9 months, there was no crime.
Right.
They were starting to have graffiti show up. That was the
big, yeah.
There was no, no meth, none of this bullshit. And now Salt Lake City's not even safe.
That's, I don't know.
That's a lot of dead people for their corner in 24 hours.
I mean, when I went to Salt Lake City, in 2020?
You got to see Carrie Holloway.
I did.
Yeah.
I did get to see her. That was a sight. Anyway.
She's what?
She's beautiful. I mean, and I was like, I could touch her. So,
oh.
her
Did you touch her in a sexual manner? Why didn't you tell me about
I'm just saying, I was that close to her. She's just beautiful,
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, we rode the train. It's not a subway. It's not underground. I mean, there was no.
I love Salt Lake City. We could be downtown and take a bus and 30 minutes to be on ski slopes.
Yeah.
In the mountains. Absolutely beautiful. Tragic, but tragedy is everywhere. Killing sucks.
Killing is everywhere.
Yeah. But you kill us with another story.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna go to Oklahoma.
There many times.
And we're going to something that happened on December 19th of 2022 in Dewey, Oklahoma, which is part of Washington County. And we're going to the home of retired U.S. Air Force Staff Sergeant Larry. They're both staff sergeants, Larry and Deborah Dutton. And they adopted and raised. They had adopted and were raising their granddaughter, Heidi Dutton.
Right.
Heidi was then, at that time, she was 17 years old, and she had a 22-year-old boyfriend. And his name was Anthony Walker. And he planned a couple murders. So Walker stole a .22 pistol.
22 caliber.
Yes, a .22 caliber pistol from the garage of that home, of the Dutton home, and hid outside of the grandparents' bedroom while they slept.
Okay.
And then Deborah, which was the grandmother, she opened the door and he shot her in the face.
Nice.
And then slit her throat.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Larry rushed in and Walker's gun jammed. So he stabbed Larry repeatedly in the face, chest, and stomach.
Oh, because hands.
The bodies were then wrapped in sheets and buried in their backyard. And all of this was caught on the Ring camera. I mean, he didn't plan this too well. So in January of 2023, a concerned family member requested a
welfare check.
That's right. Because this happened in December. So in January, so just a few weeks, but it seems like a long time, but it's really not.
Still, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Stuck buried in your yard. What happened to the girlfriend?
I guess she went on living her life with him.
All right.
So investigators went to the welfare check, and they smelled bleach,
Yeah.
found blood seeping underneath the baseboards,
Nice.
and noted disturbed soil.
Okay.
So the bodies were found and exhumed, and of course it was Deborah and Larry in the backyard. And both Heidi and Walker confessed, and Heidi admitted that she wanted them dead.
Mm.
So, but Lucas pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder in May of this year, and he was sentenced to 35 years in federal prison. And he got a federal because he's a Cherokee Nation member.
Mm.
So Heidi was originally charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, conspiracy, and desecration of a corpse. And then May of this year, she entered a plea deal to first-degree murder, conspiracy, and corpse desecration. And then on June 6th, she was sentenced to life in prison. And jurors apparently are the one that recommended the life sentence.
As they should.
So, I mean,
That's
so
in
much
Oklahoma?
for stepping up. Yes.
Does Oklahoma have a death penalty?
I found this on a web.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack and hydration sponsor. We're so excited to announce they've teamed up with Thomas Keller, Michelin star chef of the French Laundry, on 2 special edition products, a salted caramel chip protein bar and a yuzu mango hydration mix. Y'all, the salted caramel chip bar is officially my new favorite protein bar. It tastes just as dreamy as it sounds, sweet and salty and totally addicting in the best way. This collaboration grew out of Chef Keller's daily regimen of IQ Bar products and combines IQ Bar's nutritional excellence with Keller's culinary expertise. IQ Bar's plant protein bars are packed with clean and delicious ingredients that keep you physically and mentally fit. Example, the salted caramel chip IQ Bar has 12 grams of protein and only 1 gram of sugar, plus brain-boosting nutrients like lion's mane adaptogen. The Yuzu Mango IQ Mix is a refreshing zero-sugar hydration mix that marries bold flavor, essential electrolytes for your body, and lion's mane plus magnesium for your brain. Just mixed with water for the Michelin star taste and next-level hydration. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their busy lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. When IQ Bar sent me the salted caramel chip IQ Bar and the yuzu mango IQ mix, I was blown away. I couldn't believe something so delicious could be good for me. I had never had yuzu before either. In case you don't know, it's a citrus fruit, a cross between a lemon, a grapefruit, and a mandarin, which pairs well with the sweet tropical essence of mango. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text RLRC to 64,000. Text RLRC to 64,000. That's RLRC to 64,000. Regular message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Hey, you know what doesn't belong in your epic summer plans? That's getting burned by your old wireless bill. While you're planning beach trips and barbecues and 3-day weekends, your wireless bill should be the last thing holding you back. That's why I made the switch to Mint Mobile. With plans starting at $15 a month, Mint Mobile gives you premium wireless service on the nation's largest 5G network. The coverage and the speed you're used to, but way less money. So while your friends are sweating over data overages and surprise charges, you'll be chilling literally and financially. Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you. All plans come from high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered to the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. I use this and you should too. And honestly, the switch to Mint Mobile was a no-brainer for me. The service is just as good as my old provider, but my bill is a fraction of what it used to be. I haven't had any dropped calls. My data speeds are solid, and knowing I'm saving money every single month, that's the real win. This year, skip breaking the sweat and breaking the bank. Get your summer savings and shop premium wireless plans at mintmobile.com/RLRC. That's mintmobile.com/RLRC. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months. 5 gigabyte plan required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customer offer for the first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees are extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Did you know there's an online cannabis company that ships federally legal THC right to your door? And they found a way to combine THC with carefully selected functional ingredients to target nearly every mood and health concern you can think of. I'm talking about Mood.com's incredible line of functional gummies. And you can get 20% off your first order at Mood.com with promo code RLRC. Forget one-size-fits-all supplements that only get you high. Mood's functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood that you're looking for. Whether that's Mind Magic gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or their sexual euphoria gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience. Look, y'all, you know I have trouble sleeping. I take the Sleepy Time gummy. I take a quarter of one before I go to sleep, and I sleep hard all night long. Never even move, wake up feeling fresh as a daisy. So listen, you can find gummies to just get you high pretty much anywhere these days. But Mood's functional gummies combine premium federal legal THC with targeted botanicals to help you get into that perfect mood, usually in as little as 15 minutes. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. Best of all, not only is every Mood product backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee, but as I mentioned, listeners get 20% off their first order with code RLRC. So head to Mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And don't forget to use promo code RLRC when you check out to save 20% on your first order. Did you know your birthday doesn't tell the whole story when it comes to how old you really are? I've learned that your biological age, basically how old your cells and organs actually are, is one of the most powerful predictors of your long-term health. That's why I'm so curious to try the True Age test from True Diagnostic. It's a super simple at-home test that helps you uncover your biological age and gives you insight into your risk for things like Alzheimer's, heart disease, even early mortality. I ordered it myself because I wanted a clearer picture of my health beyond just checkups. It blew my mind to learn that if your biological age is just 5 years older than your actual age, your risk of major illness can go up by 30 to 50%. That was a wake-up call. But what really motivated me was this. Up to 90% of biological aging is driven by lifestyle. That means how we eat, sleep, move, and manage stress really matters. And we can slow it down. True Diagnostic doesn't just show you your biological age. You get a full personalized report loaded with science-backed steps to actually improve your health over time. I'm genuinely excited to see my results and make some smart changes, maybe dial in my sleep or rethink my supplements or just build better habits overall. The whole process is easy. Just a quick finger prick at home, pop your sample into the prepaid mailer, and a few weeks later, your results are online with clear, actionable insights. If you care about protecting your health and want to find out what your real age is, head over to truediagnostic.com and use my code RLRC to get 20% off your entire order or subscription. That's truediagnostic.com and use RLRC at checkout to get 20% off. Your future self will thank you.
Yes, they do. Capital punishment is a legal penalty in the U.S. state of Oklahoma. And they have actually, the state has executed the second largest number of convicts in the U.S. after Texas since the relegalization in 1976. Well, they missed the boat on that one. The girl just wanted to get rid of her grandparents, and she didn't get the death penalty. But I guess she actually did do it, but she knew about it. She wanted her dead. Fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just...
They stepped up to take care of her.
Yeah, right. And probably they wouldn't let the boyfriend, the 22-year-old, she's 17, stay over, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
So I don't know, but I got some special for you.
No, I don't like it when you say that
This
to me.
one's special. This one is special.
Is it going to make me cry?
It very well make you cry.
Can I just like walk out and when you're done, you say, okay, Sin, come back in?
Let me tell you about it first.
Okay.
Then afterwards, you tell me if it makes you cry or not.
Oh, you'll see it in my eyes.
We're going to Florida. And I know, but I want the listeners to know, how do you feel about spam?
Like the food?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Isn't
not.
that the worst shit
Yes.
ever?
Yes.
I remember one time when I was so poor and I didn't have anything to eat, and Steve's mom would bring us a little bit of something, I guess, out of their grocery cabinet, and one was a can of Spam. We ate that thing, so we were starving.
Yeah.
That is some of the nastiest shit.
Nasty jam. My stepmother used to cook it. And
Oh, no. I can't think about it. What about
smell of it?
Vienna sausage?
Oh, hell no.
Well, a little Vienna sausage.
Dubs love the one with barbecue sauce. I'm not opposed to buying it.
So Vienna sausages, they see a lot. They're a lot tastier than Spam. But my buddy Dale South, when I was in the Army, he had worked in a meat plant before it shut down in Kansas. And he said you would never eat any of that shit if you saw what went into it. And he included that in hot dogs.
It was going to say.
Then I took him to New Orleans, introduced him to a Lucky Dog.
And he changed his mind.
No, I think he said probably he doesn't remember eating it. But, and how do you feel about Sam's Club?
I like Sam's.
We used to like Sam's Club.
Yeah.
You and I used to
I
go.
prefer Costco, but
We'd be members. Which one would we go to and we get the little samples when you walk around? Isn't that both of them?
both of them.
Yeah. And we'd make like a date day. We'd go around and snack. I'd send Cyndi back sometimes 2 or 3 times to the same little vendor and give me a
Yeah.
taste
And then
of
all
that.
that got messed up after COVID.
Oh, that's right. COVID after it all of it. I don't think we've been since.
Mm-mm.
Well, got a dude in Florida named Patrick Francis Mitchell. Now, he's 70 years old, okay? And I don't think he liked Spam or Vienna sausages, but he did like Sam's Club. And so let me tell you what he did. You never guess. You'll never guess.
He got a forklift and stole it all and dumped it in the garbage.
He's not that smart. Well, at approximately 9:49 a.m. local time on May the 30th, okay, Mitchell had rolled up in the Sam's Club and he whipped his nene out and started urinating. And he started urinating. Listen to this. This is so fucking stupid. He peed all over 188 cans of Vienna sausages and 345 cans of Spam.
How much pee did he have?
I know, right? So, but listen, they said he pissed on over $10,000 worth of food. That's a fucking lot of spam and Vienna sausage.
Jeez.
Right? And it was Sam's Club. Then, the motherfuckers are always packed. So somebody got it on video naturally, and they arrested him on June the 4th and charged him with criminal mischief resulting in over $1,000 in damages and disorderly conduct. So and I told you we're in Florida, but this was at the Sam's Club. They don't have, there's not like they got a Sam's Club on every corner.
No.
And everybody knows that. So this one's in Lady Lake, which is a town near Orlando. And a female customer that was there, she whipped her cell phone out and captured pictures of the incident. And then she showed them to the store employees. And that's when they went and looked at their closed circuit TV, and guess what? It showed the entire thing. And the legal document stated that Mitchell walked up to 2 pallets, faced the shelf, placed both hands in front of him below the belt line, and stood there for several seconds, doing what the document said appeared to be consistent with urination. Now, the video footage also showed Mitchell walking around the snack section of the store, and then after he pissed all over everything, he sat on patio furniture for around 10 minutes. And then he got up and he pushed his cart to the checkout thing, and he paid for his items and he left.
Why would he do?
I don't know. Well, the store managers who saw the latest footage and saw their footage, they confirmed it was definitely urine on the 2 pallets, which I said they contained 188 cans of Vienna sausage, 345 cans of Spam. Now, the affidavit says that the store employees were forced to throw out the contaminated cans, which results in a loss of about $10,584.84 in goods. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
The store manager was able to provide the police with Mitchell's name and contact information based on those details stored in his Sam's Club membership portal. Motherfucker, they take your picture.
Oh my God.
And they make you get like 3 forms of ID to get one of those cars. They proud as fuck of them, right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? The good thing about Mitchell, actually, it's not good. He did plead guilty. He pled not guilty to both charges against him because when they brought him to court on June 10th.
Why?
I don't know.
They got him on video.
I don't know. You got on video, you got witnesses, and you just went to Sam's Club and pissed all over everything. I'm a motherfucker, I got bathrooms.
They do.
And just pissed on, pisses all over the Spam. Actually, he did a pretty good choice, I guess. You got piss on the Spam doesn't hurt my nose as much. But then hung out on the patio furniture for 10 minutes.
I don't understand that at all.
Takes all kinds.
It does take all kinds.
All kinds to make the world go round. Well, all right, you tell us something else. See, that one did make you cry.
That did not make me cry. So I'm going to tell you, we're going to stay in Florida.
All right, which part?
Miami. And you've been in.
I like Miami.
I've never.
I love that Cuban coffee. It comes about this big and a heavy bounce on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had the Cuban coffee, but not in Miami. But you've been to a high rise in Miami.
I have.
Yeah. And it was just, fairly recent. And we've gone to, condos and stuff like that where you have to have a key fob to get in. And, sometimes like you going in with a key fob and you see someone behind you and you're thinking, should I let them follow me or not? Whatever. Well, this person didn't have a key fob to go into this Miami high rise, and he just acted like he was supposed to go in there.
Right.
And he went and did some damage to a young man while he was asleep. So essentially, Kyril Kale, who was 26 years old, followed residents into the Brickell high rise. And he went up to Dominic Farrell's high-rise apartment. He was 17.
This is the people that were in the elevator?
Mm-mm.
All right, he just got off his flight.
Yeah. So he goes into this luxury high-rise. He goes into apparently a random apartment, and he just stabs this 17-year-old teenager while he's asleep.
He doesn't know.
He does. There's no connection to them.
What are the chances of it? I mean, yeah, that first of all, you get in somebody's condo because the door's unlocked.
Right.
So he had to walk down the hallway and try. Not most of his doors locked all the time.
Exactly.
I guess you figure you're safe.
I guess.
And then it's his first bedroom comes in as a 17-year-old sleeping. He killed him?
Yeah. So according to Miami police, the 17-year-old Dominic Farrell was a student at St. Peter and Paul Catholic School, and he was found with multiple stab wounds inside his 34th floor unit of the Icon Brickell building. And it looked over Biscayne Bay. So it was, I'm sure, beautiful.
Yep.
Officials say that the suspect was 26 years old, Kyril Keel, and he entered the lobby, closely followed by a group of residents, and then just went up to Farrell's apartment that was unlocked. And he was asleep when the attack occurred, and a roommate discovered him and called 911. Surveillance shows that Keel was fleeing the scene and entered a nearby construction site across from Brickell Avenue. And Keel's body was later found at that site where he was found dead from a fall. So he kills the 17-year-old, runs away, jumps off of a building, and
Nice as Superman, but it didn't bounce.
right. So the officials say there was no known connection between him and the victim, and he apparently had arrived from Miami. I mean, in Miami from Arizona just days before the incident. And there had been documented history of mental illness with him. But geez Louise, like, that's just random.
I don't get it. The very random 5 makes someone lock the doors.
Right?
Right? And they,
Do you think you're safe in your 34th floor
condo
that needs key fobs?
That's just bad. I mean, it's just bad luck. That's bad.
It's just bad.
Yeah. It shows you it takes all kinds to make the go around. Let's go to Hoover, Alabama.
Hoover.
Walk On Sports Bar and Bistro, which y'all, they're friends of ours. And my daddy actually had their headquarters in his old law office in downtown Baton Rouge on 3rd Street. Jack and Brandon, they split and whatever. But recently, we did a fundraiser at the Walk-Ons in Zachary, Louisiana for LOPA, which was awesome. So we love Walk-Ons and everything about it. Well, this is not a good story, but it's not Walk-On's fault. And so the Hoover Police Department, they responded to reports of a shooting at the Walk-On Sports Bistro on Tattersall Park Drive, a little after 1:40 p.m. Broad fucking daylight.
Yeah.
And because 2 people got in a fight.
Okay.
They were employees.
Oh.
Right? And I mean, come on, man.
It's like the Popeyes employees fighting over biscuits.
Right. And so this happened on Saturday, June the 14th. Now, once they got to the scene, police found a pregnant female victim who had sustained a gunshot wound to the abdomen. She was taken to a local hospital, and she's going to survive, but her unborn child did not. Sorry, I didn't give you a warning on this one. People want to cry. The woman is in stable condition, and Lieutenant Daniel Lowe of the Hoover Police Department told Alabama.com that the suspect has been identified as a 36-year-old male. He also said that while an investigation into the incident is still ongoing, preliminary accounts indicate reckless behavior with a firearm was involved on the part of the suspect. Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So he tells Alabama.com, that investigators are currently working with the Shelby County District Attorney's Office and expect formal charges to be filed on Monday, June 16th. We'll have to check up on that one. And they're not releasing the identity until he's formally charged, but he's been held in the Hoover City County Jail. And just because they got into an argument it's crazy that they said, we suspect he handled a firearm recklessly.
Yeah.
But anytime you shoot someone, whether you mean to do it or you don't, you handle a firearm recklessly. The title of the story was Pregnant 22-year-old Shot at Sports Bar. Her unborn baby died. And reckless behavior with a gun may be to blame.
May be to blame. May.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody pulled the trigger. Right?
Yeah.
And 2 employees got in a fight and the baby's dead. And there goes the world.
And then how do you...
There's the world. I don't know.
Or she's 22. I mean, not like you're 32 is any easier to digest.
You got shot in the stomach and they killed your baby. Yeah.
Gosh. And you don't have to ask. Oh, do you have to ask? Do they have? Well, so if he kills a fetus.
Alabama, I would guarantee you Alabama has it. I guarantee you. No, I already know they do. I don't even have to ask it because they're the first one to use nitrogen hypoxia as execution method this year. But I don't know. We'll see what the charges are.
That's what I'm curious about is those charges because
it is what it is.
Real Life, Real Crime, the podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
If you're over 35, you're just not feeling like yourself, maybe your sleep is off, your energy's low, your mood's up and down, or your sex drive has disappeared. It's easy to blame it on stress or just getting older. But what if it's not just that? What if it's your hormones? Perimenopause and menopause can start earlier than most people realize, and they can affect nearly every part of your life. The good news is you don't have to just deal with it. That's where Effecti comes in. Effecti offers modern, personalized hormone therapy, including bioidentical estradiol and progesterone, to help bring your body back into balance. Whether you're dealing with hot flashes, mood swings, brain fog, or just feeling off, Effecti's treatments are designed to help you feel like you again. You could choose from 3 forms of estradiol: patch, gel, or tablet, and they offer progesterone tablets too. All prescribed by licensed doctors, all online, no guesswork, no hidden fees, just real relief. I've seen firsthand how powerful hormone therapy can be. My wife, Cyndi, was dealing with a lot of stuff: trouble sleeping, low energy, mood swings, and honestly, she just didn't feel like herself. Once she started learning about hormones and began treatment, everything changed. She started sleeping better, her energy came back, and I could see the difference in how she felt and how she showed up every day for work. It was like getting her back. And that's why I believe in what Effecti is doing. What I really like about Effecti is how transparent they are. No hidden fees, no subscriptions, just clear price, and you can cancel anytime. And look, you're not alone in this. They've got licensed doctors, real customer support, and they guide you through every step. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation, and it's all online. No waiting rooms or pharmacy lines. They deliver personalized menopause care straight to your door. If you're struggling with sleep, mood swings, low libido, or just don't feel like yourself, it might be time to look at your hormones, and Effecti can help. Right now, you can get $50 off at Effecti.com with code RLRC at checkout. That's EFFECTY.com and use code RLRC for $50 off. Start your journey to feeling better.
You want the best for your child. K-12 can help them gain the skills they need to reach their full potential while giving you the support you need to get them there. K-12 powered schools are tuition-free, accredited online public schools for students in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their state-certified teachers make online learning interactive and engaging, allowing your child to learn at their pace from the safety of home. Join the more than 3 million families who have chosen K-12. Go to k12.com/podcast today to learn more. That's k12.com/podcast.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains June 13th through the 23rd. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
All right, well, waiting on you.
I know.
Let me go to another state that I can tell you definitely has the death penalty. And we're going to roll out to South Carolina. And dude's name is Stephen Stanko. He's 57 years old, 2 years older than me. Or I should say he was 57 years old because he be dead by a lethal injection at 6:34 p.m. local time on June the 13th. Now, I don't know about the rest of the states. I'm going to talk about this for a second. Louisiana used to have the death warrant for 12:01 a.m. So you got everybody up in the middle of fucking night for this killer, this piece of shit. And all the news media, you got candlelight vigils, the protesters and whatever, and all this people, the whole prison's awake and everything. Why not do like these guys in Texas come at 6:00 p.m. Then you can everything is back to normal the next day.
The way I was told as a child, because there was when it was still the electric chair, is that's when most people were asleep and they could get the most juice. That's what I was told.
Most people had its own generator. That's
just telling
total
you.
bullshit. That's not like they're charging Demco.
I think that was just the only way my mom could try to explain it to me at that time. I mean, because I didn't understand it. I just remember.
All right, well, let me tell you about Stanko.
Okay.
Right. Stanko was a bad dude. Okay. Yeah, y'all, when you get the death penalty, it's not just regular murder, like whipping an ass, shooting somebody, or, the employees shooting each other in walk-ons or whatever. You got to do some bad shit. It's got to be aggravated circumstances. And he had it. In April of 2005, he committed 2 separate murders, one in Horry and one in Georgetown County. Now, on April 8, 2005, Stanko bound, beat, and strangled his girlfriend, Laura Lee, to death while beating and raping her daughter, who was a minor, in the Murals Inlet home. Then, he's not done. I just raped me a little girl, killed my girlfriend. Then he gets in a vehicle and he drives to the home of a friend of 74-year-old Henry Lee Turner. Well, Henry Lee Turner thought Stanko was his friend, but Stanko shot and killed him and then stole his car. Then Stanko runs like a little bitch and he got arrested again several days later in Georgia. So Stanko was initially convicted in Georgetown County in 2006 of first-degree murder for the death of Ling, as well as the kidnapping and armed robbery. He was also convicted of kidnapping first-degree criminal sexual conduct and assault and battery with intent to kill for what he did to Ling's teenage daughter, right? He was later convicted in Horry County in 2009 for the murder and armed robbery in Turner's death, and he was sentenced to death for both murders. Way to go, South Carolina. Now, I asked what Stanko did when they wheeled him in on the cart to shoot him up with the lethal combination. He had a final statement. A lot of them don't give final statements. But his fucking final statement was so long, he had to get his attorney to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, now,
That's the least.
I'm going to bless you with why. I think he was probably so scared. Like, I have all this shit I'm going to say, but I may be crying like a little bitch. I did all this.
But then you don't
shit.
get a chance to get it out of your mouth. Like if you're afraid of, you're not. I mean,
I agree.
There's nothing he can say that's going to take it away.
He says, and I quote, "I am truly sorry for the pain and loss that I have caused in this horrible situation. Sorry is never enough. That does not mean it should not be said. Not a single day, not one single day has gone by that Christina, Laura, and Henry have not been in my thoughts and prayers. If my execution helps with closure and or the grieving process, may they all move forward with that being completed." And he goes on to say that he was more than his conviction, stating that he was once an honor student and an athlete. He's such a fucking great guy. And that he also volunteered at an orphanage as a coach.
So now he's
Now, isn't that special? Isn't it special?
Yeah.
He said, "I have lived approximately 20,973 days, but I am judged solely for one." Yeah, motherfucker, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of those days you live are exhausting all your appeals on the shit. So they wheel him in, y'all. My favorite part. Hook him up to the IV, and then they administer 2 doses of the powerful sedative phenobarbital, and it's according to the Associated Press. I think they should have stabbed him and did all the shit that he did with the people.
Raped him.
But one of the AP journalists that was there, the news media gets, it's like a lottery. They draw our names, right? And they're always really good. The journalist who's there said that Stanko appeared to say something inaudible after he was given the round of drugs. He then turned towards family members of the victims who were in attendance and let out several quick breaths before dying. He was pronounced dead about 28 minutes after the execution began. So now I'm about to give another. Thank you, South Carolina. Stanko's execution was the 6th execution in South Carolina in 9 months. And he had actually, in South Carolina is one of the states, so they give you a choice. You can get the firing squad or lethal injection. And he was considering letting them shoot him, right? But then he said, and this is what kind of bitch he is, he said, he was considered dying by firing squad, but chose lethal injection after concerns that volunteers had missed the heart of a prisoner during a previous execution by a firing squad, which would prolong his suffering.
Poor baby.
I can promise you this. If I was selected to be on firing squad, as good a shot as I am, I'm pretty sure I'd shoot him in the finger and then the kneecap.
And the ball.
Yeah, and the balls, yeah. But that might kill him too quick. But before they did all this is my other favorite part. I guess I'm just a little twisted. He got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
What you think that he got to eat?
Got him.
His last meal, Stanko got fried fish, fried shrimp, crab cake, baked potato, carrots, fried okra, cherry pie, banana pudding, and sweet tea.
That's disgusting.
That's a fucking just a waste.
That is just.
I think.
That is disrespectful to that. In my opinion, he needs to get shit served to him. I agree. And the pee on the Vienna sausage.
He could mean his apologies. I'm sure his victims were on his mind every day as he sat in his cell on death row.
Because that's why he was there.
You know why? Because he got caught.
Yeah.
And now, hell or jail, whatever. Bye-bye, Stanko. Thank you, South Carolina. I do not have to ask, do you have the death penalty? So y'all, normally I go through all these headlines and I think this time, and again, I'm not knocking Diddy's sex trafficking victims and all that shit going on his trial. I think that's gotten way too much publicity. Obvious with all the headlines I've all the headlines I've read to the lifers over the past several weeks. Well, you know what's top of the headlines now? The dude that killed, the guy that killed the politically motivated killings in Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to read you the headlines, and then I want to talk about one of them real quick. Okay. First headline is Minnesota lawmaker and her husband killed in politically motivated assassination by a man pretending to be law enforcement. No doubt about that. Then it says Minnesota lawmaker shooting suspect had manifesto with lists of names. Police say as manhunt continues. John Hoffman's wife threw herself in front of their daughter to protect her in the politically motivated assassination, the family says. So she's being a hero even then, right?
Yeah.
These are all headlines, y'all. What to know about the two Minnesota political couples shot in the targeted attacks by suspect pretending to be a cop. Minnesota lawmaker shooting suspect identified as 57-year-old Vance Bolter. Next one. Minnesota lawmaker and mom of two shot dead in a home, remembered by Governor Tim Walz in an emotional press conference. Next one. Audio of emergency dispatch calls reveals the harrowing new details about Minnesota lawmaker shootings. Next one. Minnesota lawmaker Melissa Hortman killed alongside husband, State Senator John Hoffman, and wife shot. Read the full recap. Next one. Suspect in Minnesota lawmaker shootings allegedly sent chilling text to roommates, and he's still on the loose. This is a week worth of the headline. I'm going back 7 days. FBI releases new photos of suspect tied to Minnesota lawmaker shootings as manhunt continues over less than 24 hours later. Next one. Minnesota lawmaker shooting suspect Vance Bolter's wife detained after passport and weapons found in the car. We told you about that one. Next one. Car belonging to the suspect in Minnesota lawmaker's tragedy discovered more than 50 miles from where the shootings occurred. Next one. Minnesota Senator John Hoffman's wife breaks her silence after shooting as suspect remains at large. Incredibly lucky to be alive. Next one. Suspect Vance Bolter caught charged with second-degree murder in Minnesota lawmaker shootings. Well, this one I'm going to save for the last. Next one. Vance Bolter allegedly stopped at two other lawmakers' homes between the deadly Minnesota attacks. Remember, he had a list. He was going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
And he was going to shoot up the thing. But next one. Who is Vance Bolter? What's to know about the man accused of shooting Minnesota lawmakers? Next one. Prosecutors speak out as possible motive of Minnesota shooters that killed and wounded lawmakers. Next one. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar shares her first memory of late friend Melissa Hortman. She was the best of politics. Next one. Feds reveal haunting text Minnesota lawmaker shooting suspect allegedly sent to his family. Next one. Minnesota lawmakers shooter stalked his victims like prey. Prosecutors say it was the stuff of nightmares. Okay. And the last one, y'all, which I say because I actually want to touch on this. Besides that one lady jumping in front of her daughter and getting shot, and that's pretty heroic and awesome. This one. So this one, I ain't going to read you the title. I'm going to tell you the story. But the state representative in Minnesota, Melissa Hortman, and her husband, Mark, they weren't alone. They had a dog.
What did you do to the dog?
Look at that dog.
Oh.
It's a golden retriever. Some of the smartest dogs ever. Well, of course, they're dead, right? Melissa Hortman, the state representative, and her husband, Mark, were shot and killed in Saturday's assassination at the family's home in Stillwater. But the dog was shot also. Isn't that crazy?
Why?
So Emily Hill, who's a family friend and the wife of the Minnesota State Representative Josiah Hill, who worked with Hortman, told People magazine that the tragedy has been just awful for the family and their local community. The news that the Hortman's golden retriever, Gilbert, also needed to be euthanized after getting shot during the attack just makes things worse. Isn't that crazy? She said, it's just awful, Hill said. Melissa loved dogs and volunteered with dog rescues. Helping Paws, which is a local nonprofit in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, shared a photo on social media showing the state representative Hortman sitting next to Gilbert on a doctor's office bench while explaining the lawmaker's role with the organization. They said Melissa served her community in more ways than one. She was a Helping Paws foster home trainer, a neighbor, and a friend. The Hortman family raised and trained Minnie, who's now a working service dog who's partnered with a veteran. They also helped raise and train Gilbert, who's a service dog in training, who eventually had a career change and became a cherished member of their family. And Hill shared that the colleagues told her husband Josiah that Gilbert needed to be put down after being injured in the shooting on early Saturday. So, y'all, we probably wouldn't have had 20 headlines on it had they not been lawmakers.
Yeah.
And I get that. The Diddy thing, I hate it for the alleged victims. This dude showed up and he would have killed 100 people. He got away with it. And executing people. Thank God the other people didn't open their doors. But it just goes to show, I guess it's sensationalized media, but you can't sensationalize this more than it already is. I mean, it is what it is. He executed these people. He tried to execute 2 more. They found his manifestos and everything else. And thank God they have him in custody. And even this dog, who was trained to be a service dog, is dead too. And there you go. And normally, the only thing that scares me about reading those headlines, although I didn't say his name that many times, is copycats.
Yeah.
And hopefully he acted alone. Hopefully the rest of the lawmakers and people are safe at rallies, not only in Minnesota, but everywhere. And unfortunate, Minnesota, as we know, because I checked, does not have the death penalty. This motherfucker does not deserve to breathe.
Am I mistaken? Is he the one that texted friends and said, I did this and you didn't know anything about it and I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He also
that redeems him.
They also, a list of targets in his car, and he was going to whatever rally, I don't know the name of them, and got to try to kill as many people as he can. And he'd have done it.
Yeah.
So, but in the end, not only did he run like a little bitch, he crawled out. And I don't think I went into this. When the cops got him cornered, they made him crawl out of his belly like a little snake bitch that he is.
Good.
So, well, there you go. It's a lot of love and true crime for y'all for today. And we love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for liking and listening and sharing and all that good podcaster shit. Hashtag Justice for Bradley. Hashtag Justice for Haley is coming.
Yes.
Hashtag Justice for Miss Barbara Blunt. I want to say it's coming.
It is.
And y'all call the tip line 313-RLRC tip. No tip is too small. It might be the one.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm Woody Overton.
I'm Cyndi Overton.
Thank you all for listening. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Save $100 on the Craftsman V26 Tool Power Tool Combo Kit, now at $199. No matter what the project is, Craftsman's high-quality, high-performance products empower you to build on. Stop by your nearest Lowe's store and check out the full line of Craftsman tools today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.